Welcome, everybody, to this edition, Thursday night edition, a special Thursday night edition of the Black and Gold Dynasty podcast. I am sorry I couldn't make it last night at 9 o'clock. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I had a bad headache. When I get those bad headaches, man, they put me down. So I couldn't give you guys the best on podcasting, and I couldn't be ready, but I am ready tonight to talk Steeler football. And I'm telling you what, the off season is getting to be a hot topic. So we are going to start right now with the Black and Gold Dynasty show. Let's go. Welcome, everybody, to this edition of the Black and Gold Dynasty Show. I'm your host, Bad Bubba Brewer in Western Pennsylvania, the home of the Pittsburgh Steelers in Western Pennsylvania. And I'm telling you, as God is my witness, there is a lot of Steeler news going on. This is the only team I care about. I don't care about any other team because I'm a diehard Pittsburgh Steeler fan. And I'm telling you what, I've changed the name of the show numerous times, but I've been doing this stuff since 2018, people. So, here we go. So, hey, first news I want to put out there, and I'm going to advertise a lot of bit of stuff here, but I also want to put out February 13th, the season in review. We will have a mega cast. The Triple B Experience Black and Gold Dynasty podcasters. I got some people on my side, and Steelers Realm podcast. The boys, TA, JT, and Freight Train, they'll be on their side, and we might have some exciting guests where we will be talking the Steelers 2023 season, the good, the bad, and definitely the ugly. So get ready for that show, the 13th. I'm going to have a lot of shows. I am going to keep going strong the whole off season, guys. There's draft comments to make. News, whatever, questions and comments that you guys have, and I appreciate it, and I appreciate you guys all tuning in to the Triple B Experience channel, and this is the Black and Gold Dynasty Show. So the first Steeler topic I have today is the Steelers parted ways with their longtime scout, Dave Petit. He since Kahn and assistant general manager Andy Woodhull has taken over, the only holdovers on the scouting side from the Kevin Colbert era are Dan Rooney Jr. Okay, Dan Colbert, which is Kevin's relation, probably his son, I'm guessing. I'm a good guesser, and I'm going to guess that. Hold on, I got a comment here. Hello, Craig from Patton. Thanks for tuning in. Craig is always, God bless you, brother, for tuning in. Thank you. I appreciate all the support. You're a longtime listener from way back, brother, and I appreciate all the support Craig from Patton has. Craig Fitzpatrick, the cousin of Minka Fitzpatrick. I think they're related, and I believe he has a jersey too. So also too, Phil Kreidler, scout, Kevin Fisher, former Steeler tight end. I did not know this because I don't know a lot of the scouting of the Steelers. Mark Bruner, former tight end of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Mike Butler. Chiwata Owombi, former Steeler, special teamer. He is a scout. Dennis McGinnis. And Fazade Asadan. I probably effed that name up, but that is the name that I got. He's been there for a long time, and they got, they just parted ways, and that's, things happen. Things happen, people. And also, okay, here we go. I got Facebook Live. Ralph Williams is in the show. Thank you for tuning in, Ralph. I appreciate it. Pastor Adams, thanks for tuning in. God bless you. And Ralph Williams, speaking of Ralph, he does this show. Let me see if I have it. Boop. He does. Here he goes. This show right here, Pittsburgh Sports Talk, every Wednesday night. Ralph Williams and Smokin' Jim Frazier, Wednesday at 7 p.m. live on blogtalkradio.com. And it's 563. You can call in. I'll always promote it. Jim LaMotta, thanks for tuning in. So you guys can tune into all Pittsburgh news with Ralph Williams and Smokin' Jim Frazier Wednesday nights at 7. And also he does Beaver County Tuesday nights block from, I think, 4 to 6. Does a little wrestling, and he talks sports. He brings a lot of guests on his show, and he's the Western Pennsylvania's finest of sports there, him and Smokin' Jim. So, Benjamin, thanks for tuning in. So, look, we all know I did my first mock draft too, and I'm going to get with that in a bit. And look, I got to let's just do it this way. I got to do some Steeler facts. I got this nice Steeler trivia, right here. Looking to do something. I still got to give a giveaway. I got to get my wife to pull the winners. So I haven't forgotten. I have not. I just got to get some merch or do something, see what we got. But actually, since it is February 1st, on this date in 2009, on this date, Steeler fans, the Steelers beat the Cardinals 23-17. God bless America. That was the greatest reception. Ben Roethlisberger to Santonio Holmes to ice it. James Harrison with the longest INT in Super Bowl history. Okay, who caught the go-ahead? I just gave that up. Caught the go-ahead touchdown with 35 seconds to go remaining. Santonio Holmes on this day, 2009. The Pittsburgh Steelers beat the Cardinals. That is your Steelers to know on this day, Thursday, February 1st, 2009. Steelers beat the Cardinals 23-17. And that was the last time they won the Super Bowl. Benjamins, are the Steelers going to get Tannehill? Ooh, that's a good question, sir. That is a good question. If they do not sign Mason Rudolph, I believe that. To get into that, everybody knows that the Steelers, they interviewed Jared Johnson and Thomas Brown, but they did not. Shane, special field correspondent. Thanks for tuning in tonight, Shane. He also does this show right here. He does Shane's show. He might be doing it right now. The Big 12 Fan Zone with Joey and Shane. Thursday nights, Friday nights, I believe. But also, the big issue with Johnson and Brown is that neither possessed play calling or offensive coordinator experience. Okay, so that Tomlin's not doing that. That's a good thing, and that's two things that Tomlin told reporters. He wanted a criterion searching for a new offensive coordinator. You got to have that. Okay, now Zach Robinson refused the interview with the Steelers. His name came up. Okay, and he took the Falcons coordinator position under Raheem Morris, and Smith was the only candidate with the coordinator and play calling experience. So I believe that is why I'm okay. Look, I'm okay with this hire. I am. I know a lot of Steelers Nation is bitching. I don't believe Kingsbury was coming. I don't believe we could have waited around for Kubiak from the 49ers passing. I don't think that would have happened. I believe the Steelers, look, we have I didn't think we were going to get a coach that just got fired recently. I didn't think that. Look, I got no say on anything, people. I'm going to give him an opportunity. Okay, he's getting another chance. Okay, he was fired after 3 seasons with the Atlanta Falcons. Okay, he's the 5th full-time offensive coordinator under Mike Tomlin's tenure, which began in 2007. Come on. 3 of the 4 were in-house selections. Okay? We went outside Pittsburgh. Larry Stryker from Extreme Wrestling Podcast. Here we go right here. Always a plug, Pro Wrestling Extreme Talk. They just did the Royal Rumble review show check them out. If you haven't subscribed to their show, please do. They will be on the Triple B Experience February 6th for a huge, huge interview. All three of them will be in the house. And I'm telling you what, I got some questions for them. And it's going to be very, very exciting because I'm the hardest working podcaster in Western Pennsylvania. I swear to God. I mean, even with a headache, it drops me down. But today, it is what it is. And also, too, if you want your draft knowledge, you need to check out Draft 412. I will get JT Toth back on the show, and we will get in depth with the Steelers draft because, it's going to be something. So let's get back to this new offensive coordinator, Mr. Arthur Smith. I hope he keeps the mustache because I don't want him clean shaven. I want him with the mustache, with the headsets, down on the field, ready to call. Well, thank you, Ralph. But you're the hardest working radio guy. Well, you're a podcaster too, Ralph. You know what I mean? You do a lot of stuff. So, but let's see. Where am I at? Okay. Now, the running game is Arthur Smith's specialty. And I like that because I love it when the Pittsburgh Steelers run the ball. When they run the ball, they take time off the clock. Now, the only weak link that we have is the quarterbacking play of the Pittsburgh Steelers. But we have to get Kenny. We have to sign Mason. Now, if they don't sign Mason, like Benjamin said, Ryan Tannehill had his best years under Arthur Smith. He's 35 years old. We could get him on a fairly good deal and see if it blossom again. If Kenny is the number one quarterback going in the offseason here, if he doesn't get up to par, could Ryan Tannehill come in and steal the number one spot? Look, and also Derrick Henry had his two most productive rushing seasons, including his over 2,000 yards in 2020. I'm okay. I was listening to Mark from Steelers Nation Australia, and I was like, I like this because Najee Harris could go for 1,500 yards. You give me Najee Harris with 1,500 yards, 10 to 12 touchdowns, and you give me Jaylen Warren rushing, not total yards 1,000, rushing for 1,000 yards. Two backs, 2,500 yards. The Pittsburgh Steelers next season, I'm telling you right now, we will have the best rushing attack going today. 2,500 yards. That will be phenomenal. Now we have to get a third down back because I don't think McFarland is going to be around. Let's see. Ralph says Marcus Mariota, as well as Atlanta, had his best time under Arthur Smith in Atlanta. So, and also Arthur Smith had a couple had of the rookies like Robinson had 1,400 yards, the most rushing yards under an Atlanta Falcon rookie ever had. Pitts had the most receptions in his rookie year, and then Landon beat that the following year. So he actually got those players looking offensively Pro Bowl caliber players. Okay, he didn't have the quarterback play, and that's what cost him the job. I believe that's what cost him a job. I mean, he was trying to go into Desmond Ridder and Hankey wasn't the quarterbacks that they needed. And while Smith used the Falcons weapon, he was criticized for the past 3 years. Now Atlanta finished in the top 10 in rushing yards, both 2022 and 23. But that doesn't mean that the Falcons were successful, though. You know, the running attack was was heavily in 2008, but 2023, not 2008. Jesus Christ. So, but that is our new offensive hire. They signed Terrell Austin. Now I seen some speculation, only rumors of Mike Munchak maybe coming back. That's only a rumor. Now, if he comes back, hopefully Pat Meyer will be like, hey, thank you very much, and go from there. Brian Lamort, what's in the house? Thanks for tuning in to the Black and Gold Dynasty Show. Talking Steelers football, Morty. Talking off-season Steelers football. So, also, too, there also has been rumors that the Steelers could be looking for a passing coordinator. And one former coach who didn't get an offer is Mike Kafka. He was out as the offensive coordinator for the New York Giants last season. But like Smith, you have to look past their most recent jobs, okay? Now, this Kafa dude actually was the quarterback coach and passing coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs. So it's possible because Mike Sullivan has been maybe going to some other teams looking at Sullivan. He had no idea how to use Robinson, the best weapon on a team. Steele. Hey, Steele, thanks for tuning in. They signed Myers to a new contract. Okay, I did not know that. And Munchak will not be here. Okay. Hi, Ronnie Arbogast. Thanks for tuning in. Well, Morty, I mean, still, if the quarterback sucks in Atlanta, I mean, he had some players. The quarterback is the key component. So, look, like I said, if Najee Harris can get, Najee recently considered the finest NFL season to date, starting all 17 games, carried the ball 225 times, accumulated an impressive 1,003. He could have had more yardage. Recorded 8 touchdowns. Could have had more touchdowns this year. The average was a 4.1 carry, marked a new career high. But in the last 3 seasons in Pittsburgh, he consistently surpassed 1,000 yards across a total of 51 games. So Najee could be very, very huge in this offense. 1,500 yards, maybe more. 1,600 yards is the Steelers' record with Barry Foster. Donnie Fulmer, thanks for tuning in, Mr. Tap Out. But also, too, the Steelers have until May 5th to reach a decision regarding Harris's 5th-year option, a contract that will pay him a substantial $6.7 million. So they probably will put him on a tag, I'm guessing. Yeah, Steele. Ritter had 20 turnovers. Yes. Well, yeah, if you have fucking 20 turnovers, that will kill any offense, no matter what's going on. So, yeah. So Arthur Smith, that was pretty much the shellacking for him. Hey, look, I'm okay with this. We're not going to get the big young offensive coordinator. We're going back, and they're going to run the ball. Tomlin, they're just not going to wait. I know Steele wanted Kubiak. Me and him were talking. That would have been great because he's going into the Super Bowl next week. And Ben Johnson stayed with Detroit. The high-priced people aren't coming to Pittsburgh. The flash in the pan, the younger ones aren't coming to Pittsburgh. The coaching tree of Mike Tomlin is non-existent. Big Matt, thanks for tuning in, brother, from out east. I appreciate the support. So, also, it's just not happening. There's got to be a lot of – I can live with him too, Steele. I just think it's going to be play action. Hopefully, they get an offensive passing coordinator, because if Mike Sullivan goes out now I know Ralph Williams is here. He's stated Mark Whipple from Pitt as a quarterback coach for Kenny. I think I'm okay with that, Steele. I think you're okay with that. Because this is Kenny has to nut up and show up. Because Art Rooney said, he is the number 1 quarterback, Art Rooney said, but he wants to get into the playoffs, and he's going to have some major competition. We're going to see if they sign Mason Rudolph. Now, if they don't sign Mason Rudolph, I do believe since Arthur Smith is our new offensive coordinator, they could probably get Tannehill. I believe he's 35 years old, and have him come in. Mark Coy, thanks for tuning in, brother. There's no siding of Burns, thank God. God bless America. Because Burns just talks about shit that happened 30 years ago and nobody cares. But I just think, Steele, that will be great. Like I said, not much, Coy, not much. Just talking Steeler football. I just think that we need those 2 backs. He'll also do the double tights. So Washington could get a lot better. Connor Haywood could be part of the offense. And definitely Pat Freiermuth should be a bigger component in the Steelers' offense. And we could still go, look, we had shitty quarterback in this year, and George Pickens still had over 1,000 yards. So if Kenny gets a little better, or whoever's quarterbacking gets a little better, we're going to get, Pickens is going to get 1,000. Now, if they sign Dante, I don't know. Steele says, I'm okay with that, but I think Sullivan is staying. Tannehill is 36 and washed up. But he knows the offense, Steele. That's all we need. I mean, Joe Flacco was fucking washed up too. He's sitting there eating bonbons on his couch, and he got the Cleveland Browns to the playoffs. Now, he shit the bed in the playoffs, don't get me wrong. But Still says tight ends will be a major focus under Smith, and I like that. I like the running game, and I like the use of the tight ends. So I'm okay. I'm okay with this hiring. I look, I'm okay. It's not Matt Canada. Uh, you know, Tomlin is never leaving, so I have to deal with that. And we're going to go from there, and we're going to see what the draft's going to be, and that's going to be huge. And we got to restructure some major contracts. Cam Hayward has $22 million. Cam has to restructure that contract and put about $20 million out the pasture and play for the Steelers for about maybe 2 to 3. He's not going to do it, but if he's a team player and he wants to play at Pittsburgh, he doesn't need to be a cap casualty. He's going to have to restructure. Minka's going to have to restructure his contract, and TJ Watt's going to have to restructure his contract because the Steelers they're already over the cap as it is. So there's a lot of restructuring. A lot of guys are going to be cut. Mitch Trubisky, probably Patrick Peterson will be cut. Burns refereed your matches tonight. Oh, well, hopefully he can count the 3, I hope, and I hope you won. I hope Marion Center won, but hopefully Burns can count the 3. 3's a big number for him. Oh, Chris, thanks for tuning in. So that is going to be now. I did this. I usually do. This is the first one I did, and I was going to talk about it. And if you guys want to bring some suggestions, Chooks will be cut too. Yeah, at 20. Yeah, that was a waste of money. Totally waste of money. And hopefully we cut Mason Cole, and hopefully we cut Dan Moore. And Patrick Peterson. And Mitch. Oh, and Allen Robinson will definitely be gone. 200 yards is not. Hey, Kevin Adams, what's going on? Tell your son to get on this show, man. Anybody wants to listen to another Steeler podcast? Kevin Adams and Steel Here podcast. Kevin throws the big tailgate parties down in Pittsburgh, and him and Jersey Jerry from Barstool Sports has their own Steeler podcast. And they get some big numbers. They had Kenny Pickett on, Dante Johnson. They get big, big numbers, man. So if you guys want to listen to another Steeler podcast, listen to Steel Here, STEEL, Here podcast. Oh, my wife's watching. Thank you. God bless you, Tammy. I think she's the only girl in the house for Steeler football. She is a Steeler fan. Yeah, well, he did. He can count to 5. That's funny. So, yes, there's a lot of Steeler podcasts. Mine's just really, really low on the totem pole, but I keep doing it. It is what it is. But like I said, in 2 weeks, we got a mega cast. I believe we're going to have some major guests on. I'm going to have Ralph Williams. I'm going to have Mark from Steelers Nation Australia, the podcaster from Down Under. Mark, I was on his show in the comments the other day. Mark, if you haven't subscribed to Mark's show, I tell you what, he does Steelers stuff all the time, and this is his show right here, Steelers Nation Australia. Mark's been on his show a whole bunch of times this year because in Australia at 9 o'clock, it's 1 o'clock over there. So, well, Tomlin's not going to leave, Kev. He's going to retire. Pittsburgh Steelers, we're just going to have to deal with it. We're going to have to deal with the standard is the standard. Hopefully the standard is we get to a playoff and win. We got to win one playoff game. So, oh, there we go. Shane Stahlmiller says, hey, Mark. Yeah, I mean, it could be an exciting year. We're going to have to wait and see. Draft's coming. I'm going to have, like I said, I don't know a lot of, I did this mock draft. And if you guys think that I did pretty good, I posted on my social media. I don't know if I did good. No. Russell, no. Well, the thing about Russell Wilson, Shane, is the Denver Broncos have to pay for that contract. So maybe if we get him cheap, he could come in and maybe go against Kenny in camp if we don't sign Mason Rudolph. That would be the only way. If the Steelers are not on for that contract, I wasn't going to do this, but I'm going to say, you know what? I'll try anything. I really liked Baker Mayfield. I wish the Steelers would have picked him up real cheap when he got cut. That did not happen. I think he's going to stay at Tampa Bay. But mediocrity, Kevin. Kevin says mediocrity. Yeah, I hope not, Kev. I hope with this offensive coordinator, we run the ball. play action pass, use the tight ends, and look, if we can score 24 to 30 some points a game, if we can average in that, I'm okay. I'm okay with look what happened with the Baltimore Ravens shit the bed anyway. We swept them, even though we played their second stringers. It doesn't matter to me. Going into Baltimore, no matter who's playing, Ray Lewis could be playing, and we still, who cares? That son of a bitch. I mean, we swept them. The problem is, though, is Joe Burrows will be back, and that is going to be tough. But also, too, now Tyler Boyd, his contract is up. I don't know if the Steelers can afford him, but he says $31 million guaranteed. If Denver pays that, Shane, and the Pittsburgh Steelers do not pay or try to sign Mason Rudolph, which I don't think they're going to, because it was a blunder. They pooched the punt, and I think he's going to go. I think the Rams are looking at him. Okay, so let's just say hypothetically that Mason Rudolph is not signed. Okay, we've got Tannehill as a backup to Kenny, or Russell Wilson. I will probably. I know. No. I said Tannehill under Arthur Smith. That had his best year, and he went to the championship at Tennessee. But, that's a gamble, though. That is a gamble. Let me see. It's Steele says Mayfield is staying at Tampa Bay. Mason will be gone, and Wilson at the vet's minimum. Okay, that is the only way that we sign Russell Wilson, if we get him for the cheapest economical price, and then he could vouch. Him and Kenny could duke it out. So Watt is going to be another year older. Same with Cam. Yes, I agree, Kevin. I agree. Mark Coy says Kahn had a great draft. I think last year, however, didn't utilize the talent well enough for me. I totally agree with you. Never used Washington and tight end in a red zone. I totally agree with you. The guy's a complete mismatch with his size, and Porter didn't start right away, and then they played right tackle instead of left tackle. OC better utilized the draft talent better this year. I couldn't agree more, Coy. I couldn't agree more. Washington, as big as a house, should have been getting major stuff inside a red zone, man. I totally agree with you, brother. And like every podcast that I do in this Steelers stuff is going to be talking about how the Steelers need to utilize what they have and be contenders instead of pretenders. Like, I mean, it's crazy. It is crazy. So we need a center. And I know, and I don't know college football like you do, or Steele or Shane. Like I don't. Like, I'll tap out with Burns knows college football. That's about all he knows. But now if I bring in JT Toth of Draft 412, he does strictly NFL drafts, Penguins, Pirates. He works with the Pitt Panthers. Apparently Washington has a bad knees and isn't very athletic. Well, that's not good, Steele. But you know what? I seen a chiropractor can shoot some shit up on your knees, and some guy was walking up the steps. So I seen that. That was, hey, whatever it takes, man. He's as big as a house. All he's got to do is in the red zone. That's it, man. Just go in the end zone and he's 6'8". Just throw it to him. Play action pass. We need quarterback play. That's the missing ingredient. I mean, I was happy with Mason Rudolph. I was okay with what happened in Buffalo. I mean, we couldn't stop the run, and he threw that interception in the end zone. He threw 2 touchdowns. We couldn't stop Josh Allen to save our life. I mean, and the Buffalo Bills wasn't that good either, as we saw. And really, this was the year that the AFC is weak. I'm going to give my picks next Wednesday when we do the show, my Super Bowl picks. So you'll have to tune in then when we get all crazy, and that'll be the last one of the year next Wednesday night at 7:00. And you can also catch it on the replay. But like I said, I did my first mock draft. I'll probably do another one. I did a couple last year, but I had no idea. When I drafted my first round pick, I traded. So the Steelers in my mock draft got 51st pick, and they picked Zach Frazier. I picked the center from West Virginia. That was in the 50. I made a trade. Okay, 57. was Brian Murphy 2, defensive tackle, Texas, by a trade. Okay. I also got 78th pick. I got Adzia Isaac, edge, Penn State, through a trade. I don't know if Isaac, but you know what? Hey, an edge rusher is always good. Like I said, I just did a mock draft. I showed it on my Facebook. So I'm just reading it off as you guys can say, hey, Bob, you did pretty good, or hey, Bob, you shit the bed. Now, pick 84, Tommy Indenberg, linebacker, Ohio State. Okay. Pick 89, James Williams, safety, Miami, Florida, through a trade. I did do a lot of trades to try to, get a little bit more picks. You could do that in these mock drafts. Not that I'm any type of good guru, but I try. Okay, because I'm trying to fill the spots that we need. Yes, but we don't need a punter in the draft. We can pick them up. We can pick them up in the free agent market, and you can also pick up a punter in the XFL USL United States Football League. They just signed that kicker, some kicker that's got 5 million people on social media. And last year, the Dallas Cowboys signed that kicker, and he was the best kicker in the NFL. Signed him right out of the XFL. So, look, we can get a punter because Percy Harvin III sucks, terrible. I just doesn't have it for me. And I thought he would recover. I know his dad and his grandfather died in the same week, and I know tragedy struck. But God damn it, his hang time was terrible, and he couldn't do any coffin kicks to save his life. So he can go. Okay, at 112, I got Anthony Belton, offensive tackle, North Carolina State. Okay. I don't know if it's good or bad. I just did a mock draft. I don't know. Pick 140 was Aeneas Smith, receiver, Texas A&M. Did some trading there. I traded. 150 was Tatum Berthenham, linebacker, Florida State. Sometimes I can't pronounce these names. I went to Marion Center, and I do try. 179, Marshawn Keeland, edge, Western Michigan. I traded that one. Okay, 184, Michael Juergens, center, Wake Forest, in another trade. And my last pick, 225, Jalen Jones, quarterback, Charleston. I just threw the quarterback in there. I just grabbed the quarterback because I got the best available talent. So if you guys are listening, did I do give me a rating score on my first mock draft? I think probably two of these guys are probably Brian Murphy, the defensive tackle, and Frazier. And Frazier would be starting if the Steelers picked them up. So let me know in the comment section, Bubba, you did okay, or Bubba, you did like shit. Like I have no idea. I have no idea at all. I'm just saying, I'm just doing a mock thing. I might do another mock thing next week because, I'm getting ready. We're getting ready for, February 13th. I got to get the date. I got the date. I got to get the time for the MegaCast where there's 2 Steeler podcasts combined. We'll have some guests. We'll talk the Steelers 2023 season with myself. And I think I got Ralph Williams. I got Shane Stodmiller. I got Mark from Australia, Steeler Nation Australia, coming in on my side. We got the Steelers Realm guys, JTTA, and Freight Train. Freight Train also does the NFL banner show that him and Rich Smoke is. Hold on. As right here. They did it at Thursday nights at 8 o'clock where they talk all NFL. So I think I'm coming on next week to talk about the Super Bowl on their show. Next Thursday at 8. I'm jumping in for a little bit, then jumping out. They talk all NFL. I just talk the Pittsburgh Steelers because, honestly, I don't give a flying fuck about any other team. I really, truly don't. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you guys. The Super Bowl is what's going to be for me. I'm going to watch the Deadpool trailer. I mean, that's all I got. I don't care if Taylor Swift's there or not. I really don't care. And I'll give you my pick next week, next Wednesday night at 7 o'clock, when me and Shane, Freight Train, and the smartest man in Philly, Rich Smokes, gives our Super Bowl picks for the last show of the year. 7 o'clock. And then I'll be back here at 9 o'clock next Wednesday. So if anybody, let me know if anybody says my mock draft thumbs up or thumbs down. I have no idea. So I'll give you a little bit of time because sometimes there's a tape delay when you do this stuff live. But also, too, I want to give a big shout out to Bob's Pizza, major sponsor of the Triple B Experience podcast. I just got a box for the Royal Rumble party at my house, a big box of a whole pan of pizza. And I couldn't eat it all, but thank God I had some people come over and they couldn't finish it either. But Bob's Pizza is a proud sponsor of the Triple B Experience. And also a proud sponsor of the Triple B Experience is Watkins Boxing in Indiana, Pennsylvania. If you want to hit the bags, if you want to train, if your kid wants to be a Gold Glove contender, see Brandon Watkins. He's going to be up there at the right upstairs of Uptown Fitness. Chris Anderson, thanks for tuning in. So that's another proud sponsor of the Triple B Experience. And also, Kal-El, the 13-year-old wonder kid from Punxsutawney, he has got his show, Buckle to Buckle. I'm telling you guys, my podcasting tree is better than Mike Tomlin's coaching tree. So the kid has his own podcast. He has his own YouTube channel. And if you love wrestling, give the kid a try. He's very smart. He went 4 for 4 on the Rumble picks. He's a WWE connoisseur. Coy says, thumbs up to Bob's Pizza. Thumbs down to your mock draft. Well, I'm glad you told me, Coy, because I have no idea. But I figured maybe I got one, the center from West Virginia, at least. I don't know who. I don't know anybody. I'll give you a thumbs up. Good picks. Well, thanks, Craig. I got 1. Hello, Bubba. Glad to see you're back to 100%. Yeah, Chris, when I get these bad headaches, man, it's bad since I had I get them from work since I took some blows to the head, not in wrestling. I took blows. I had 13 concussion tests in a year in my lovely job because my head's not that my head's very soft hitting concrete. So you're not supposed to do that when you're supposed to your job. So sometimes I get headaches bad, and it's very hard to do this and be. Plus, I called off work yesterday, and I can't be doing these kind of shows when I call off. So. And I wasn't 100% yesterday, but I'm back, and hopefully, and it's very flexible because I'm very flexible. If I miss a date, I can always try to get it on, and I appreciate everybody for tuning in when they can. And you can always go back into the replays. You don't have to watch it when it's live. You can check it out on major. It's on Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Facebook. Thank you, Shane. I got a lot of stuff going on. I got some interviews, and speaking of interviews, before I get out of here, I'm trying to promote stuff because tomorrow night I got a recorded interview tomorrow with this gentleman right here. Okay, Dominic D'Angelo. He has his own podcast where it's called One of a Kind with Rob Van Dam. He does media credentials. He was at the media show right after the Royal Rumble. He also has another podcast where he has Magnum TA and Greg Gagne. So this is going to be an interview tomorrow about the ins and outs and what made him become a podcaster and a wrestling journalist. Hey, this is the other stuff I do. I get a lot of professional wrestling stuff because I do the professional wrestling stuff. Steelers, wrestling, comic books, pulp. That's what I do. So also that'll be a recorded show. Now this show tomorrow night at 9 o'clock, I'm going to have my buddy Todd DeFazio from Pittsburgh, the creator and owner of Idiot Radio, got me my spot. We used to do the Triple B Double D heavyweight podcast show where we placed third in Pittsburgh. Of all the podcasts in Pittsburgh one year, we took third place out of many podcasts. We kicked ass and take names. Well, he has his own show where two of his buddies, these guys, go in and they called Club Sandwich, and they go in and eat these best fucking sandwiches all over Pittsburgh. And he has a major announcement Friday. He wanted to come on the show, and I'm going to give him the platform. I'm going to do a little bit of interview and have Todd come on, and we're going to shoot the shit tomorrow night on the Triple B Experience show with the host of Club Sandwich, Todd DeFazio. So that's going to be huge. Todd used to have a show with Jimmy Crenn, and he also interviewed Merrill Hodge, and he's done a lot of stuff in the Pittsburgh podcasting radio stuff. He used to be on He used to be on B94 back in the day, people. So Todd has a lot of stuff where he has a lot of, and he'll talk about that. Talk about his record eating. He is in the Guinness Book of World Records, people. So that is a fact. Hi, Larry. How you doing? Thanks for coming on. So that'll be tomorrow. And you know what? I appreciate you guys tuning in to the Thursday edition of the Black and Gold Dynasty. Tomorrow night, I got, Dre, there we go. Pepe. I like Pepe's. I used to get Pepe's when I was on my way to the stadium back in the day for like $4, man. So hey, Andre, give it up for Andre, man. Andre has been losing weight and stuff, and he's taken his journey on Facebook. And God bless you, Andre, man. You're an inspiration, brother, to the big guys like myself, man. You've been kicking ass and taking names, so God bless you. He's dropped so I don't know how much you've dropped, but I tell you what, I think it's over 75, maybe 100 pounds, maybe. I'm not sure. Maybe if he's still in there, he could give me a count. But I've been following his journey on his weight loss journey, and Dre is hey, I don't have a hat, brother. That's the wrong show, Larry. And I just don't give hats out. There we go. 103 pounds lost. That is awesome. That's phenomenal. So phenomenal. That is awesome, man. And hey, I got another thing. A friend of mine, I shared it. Christine has a GoFundMe account, and I told her I would share it on my podcast. So if you guys are on my Facebook, on social media, she's having some tough times, and I shared it. So if anybody can share it or do whatever, Christine is a great person. I've been in the wrestling business for she was one of my managers back in the day. But right now she's going through some tough times in her life. She has a GoFundMe account where, people donate and stuff like that. I shared it on my Facebook. I'll share it again, and I'll talk about it. I told her on all my podcasts for her and try to help her out as best I can, because that's what I try to do here. I have my platform, and I try to do what I can when I can do it. So everybody, I appreciate you guys all tuning in. Like I said, tomorrow night, I got a recorded interview, and I got a live interview on the Triple B Experience. That'll be awesome. I'm going to be headlining back-to-back doubles tomorrow. And also, February 6th, I have this guys coming in. The guys from Pro Wrestling Extreme Talk, live, uncensored, uncut, and raw. And we will be talking about stuff that'll probably piss a lot of people off in the pro wrestling industry in Western Pennsylvania. But honestly, I don't give a rat's ass. What are they going to do to me? Nothing. So it's going to be uncensored. The boys will be in. The King, Larry Stryker, JJ, and Reese. It should be entertaining. And like I said, next week, 7 o'clock, we got our Super Bowl picks. 7 o'clock, myself, Shane, the smartest man in Philly, Rich Smoke, and Freight Train from the Steelers Realm podcast. Our last show of the year. I'm going to do it again next year. I thought it was cool. It's where we make picks, and we just, we make picks, crack jokes, and I picked teams that I never thought I could actually pick. And I picked the Cleveland, I picked the Chicago Bears and the Texans all year. And then I'll be back next Wednesday at 9 o'clock. So, and also I have another interview next week on the 9th. So, and the mega cast, 13th, I'll get a time. I'll get some stuff promoted. And we're going to have a huge Steeler 2023 recap. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you haven't hit like and subscribe, please share with everybody. So maybe I can get I can get a beer or be able to buy a case of beer. And speaking of a case of beer, a proud sponsor of the Triple B Experience before I get out of here is Alley Cat Beverage.
There's a new cat in town. Formerly known as Clymer Beverage, the newly remodeled Alley Cat Beverage is located in the heart of Clymer. Still carrying all of your traditional beverages, Alley Cat Beverage also offers all of the newest flavors, brands, and novelties, including slushies and popsicles. From the gridiron to the back porch swing, Alley Cat has your favorite beverage in stock and ready for any occasion. Stop in and see the new cat in town. Back the alley where all the cool cats go. Alley Cat.
That's right, everybody. Alley Cat Beverage in Clymer, Pennsylvania. Proud sponsor of the Triple B Experience podcast show, and that is where I go and get my beer. Got it for my epic event. Eric and Amanda treated me right. And if you like the party, you got to go to Clymer, get some beer, ice it down. But I'm telling you, proud sponsors of the Triple B Experience. If you want to be a proud sponsor of the Triple B Experience, get a hold of me. I'll put you out there. I'll promote the shit out of everything. I'm a promoting motherfucker, so I'll put it out there. My algorithms just went down with the F word. I don't care. But like I said, thanks everybody for tuning in. If you haven't hit like and subscribe, love you, love you, love you. Thank you so much. Go Pittsburgh. We'll talk Pittsburgh Steelers football next week. I wish I could do I wish I knew about the Pirates, but I don't know nothing about the Pirates. Fabe wanted me to do a pirate show. I can't talk about the Pirates because I don't know nothing. I'm just being honest. If I don't know nothing, I don't say nothing. But everybody, thanks for tuning in. Go Pittsburgh. You guys, I'll see you guys tomorrow night to tune into the Triple B Experience, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. Thanks, everybody, for coming on and getting some comments. Coy, good seeing you. Still, good as always. Brian Lamort, Chris, Craig, everybody. Ralph, thank you guys. I'm out of here. Have a great night and a better tomorrow, and see you guys soon.